Hi, I'm Lisa Leiter. In Chicago Business Today, National Van Lines. This week, National Van Lines announced it's changing the structure of the company, announcing a sale to an employee stock ownership plan. Maureen Beal, the third-generation CEO of the family-run business, has been working for almost a year on the change, which is part of her succession plan. And while she has no intention of leaving the company anytime soon, she wanted to make sure the company her grandfather started more than a century ago didn't end up in the wrong hands. Maureen Beal joined me earlier this week, and I began by asking her why she's doing this now.
We're doing it because my brother and I are not any spring chickens anymore, so we decided we better start making plans for when we retire. And so we thought about the people that have worked for us for many years, and we didn't want any big conglomerate to come in and buy National and not continue with the great culture that we have. So we decided that we would leave it to the people who have worked hard and made it what it is.
Have you had to turn away offers in the past for takeovers?
Yes. It seems anymore that I get offers or letters or telephone calls at probably once every other month. And I don't even answer the letters anymore because it's just so time consuming.
And you do have children who, are not interested in taking over the family business. Was that hard for you? I mean, you're a third generation owner of the company. How hard was it not to pass it along to your own children?
Well, actually, it wasn't that hard because it is not an easy business, and they have chosen their own vocations. That's just fine with me.
What's been the most challenging part of the process in doing the stock ownership plan?
We've been working on it for about 10 months, and a lot of that has been learning all the different components of it. But now that it's all over, it doesn't seem as hard as it was while we were in the middle of it.
And how have your employees reacted to it so far?
Well, it's just very new to them, so I think some of them are finding it hard to believe, but I've been told when they get their first statement that it'll be more believable for them.
Let's talk about the business for a little bit. How hard was the recession and the housing crisis on your business in particular? Obviously, fewer people selling homes, buying homes, fewer people moving.
It did make a difference, but we did react by signing on more agents who bring more moves to the table. And also we do a lot of military moves, and they don't have to wait for their houses to sell.
Sure, absolutely. And what about going forward? What's your short-term outlook? We're in the middle of what some say is a recovery now, albeit a struggling one. How has business been?
As of the end of May, we were 22% over last year, and June is even looking better. Of course, summertime is our very busy time, but I see good things, and now that we're in the ESOP situation, it's even going to be better because we have a lot of new owners who are going to be paying attention.
What do you attribute that 22% jump in May to? Just more moves or something else going on?
Yes, more moves. As I said, we've signed up more agents who are bringing more revenue to us. And we've been very successful in that, and the military is still moving around the country and around the world very strongly.
Your company has such a rich history, starting more than a century ago with your grandfather who had one horse and one wagon, and started his business in the Chicago area. You started as a switchboard operator.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Did you ever think that someday that you'd be running this business? And you've been doing it now, for 20 years. I mean, what's been the most surprising to you?
I sometimes think that my poor grandfather is wondering what went on because he only had one granddaughter, and he certainly didn't think she'd be the one running the company. I think what's maybe been so surprising is how far we've come in that short amount of time. And what I mean by that is how financially stable we've become. Because 20 years ago, times were hard, much harder than they are now for the company. And so that is the one thing that pleases me the most, is that we've had the money to reinvest back into the company, get the right tools for our employees to do a good job.
All right, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
And that's this Friday edition of Chicago Business Today. Be sure to stick with chicagobusiness.com for all of your local business headlines. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.